Hi everyone! Let me ask you first. Is there anyone in this world who has never done anything bad in their life? Definitely the answer is no, right? Especially when we were young, still wonder about anything, either it's good thing or bad thing. And I guess it's normal things. I'm Sumay Bulirasa from Senior High School of Ma'arif and Upandaan, and right now I want to talk about when these normal things become serious things, or people usually call it juvenile delinquency. Juvenile delinquency is behavior carried out by teenagers by ignoring the social values prevailing in society. Juvenile delinquency includes all behavior that deviates from the norms and law committed by adolescents. Many factors are the cause of this deviation, starting from the adolescent himself, family condition, the influence of the community environment, to the influence of peers. Juvenile delinquency is something that needs to be watched out for and paid attention to because there are many forms of juvenile delinquency that can harm the people around them. The phenomenon of juvenile delinquency is a form deviation which is still a problem, especially for parents and the school. Delinquency committed by a child begins to appear when he has experienced puberty, where the physical and psychological change that he experiences when he enters adolescence begin to occur. The inability to deal with change in themselves causes them to do negative things. Adolescence is synonymous with the period when children begin to search for identity. They begin to imitate the behavior of adults around them without thinking about the impact they will have. There are several factors, namely internal and external, that encourage teenagers to commit juvenile delinquency. Internal factors including joining a motorcycle gang, forcing other youth to joining their gang, and there are several members who have committed criminal acts of motorcycle theft. In this condition, these children are in the developmental stage of identity versus identity confusion. If successful, the child will reach this stage of development where a clear sense of self-identity is fulfilled. And conversely, the child will experience identity confusion if he fails to pass through this stage of development. Meanwhile, from external factor, the factor that stands out here is the poverty factor because this is the initial capital for the demands of life necessities. Examples of external factors themselves are free sex, violence, murder, and crime. While role models that appear in electronic and social media negative behavior that is contrary to societal values and norms, it becomes a motivating factor for adolescents to try or imitate them. In addition, negative behavior that is continuously displayed in the mass media can also be considered as socially correct behavior and become a role model to be imitated by adolescents. After finding the causes, impacts, factors that influence juvenile delinquency, it's hoped that the school, parents, and students work together to take preventive and repressive actions. There are many things that school can do to start improving youth, including carrying out a monitoring program for youth development through religious activities, extracurricular activities in school. We also hope that society will be more sensitive to things that should not happen to teenagers so they can prevent them and not create habit. Teenagers should be able to get as many adult figures as good example. The existence of motivation from family, teacher, peers is also very necessary. Teenagers channel their energy into various positive activities such as playing sport, painting, participating in competition, and sharing hobbies. Adolescents must also be good at choosing friends and a good environment and be able to fortify themselves well so that they cannot be affected by all effort to control juvenile delinquency, which must be aimed at achieving a stable, harmonious, and mature adolescent personality. Teenagers are expected to become adults who have strong personality, are physically and spiritually healthy, firm in their belief or faith as members of society, nation, and homeland. I think that's all my speech. I hope it's useful for you all. I'm sorry for any words or behavior that unpleasing your heart. Thank you very much for the caution and your kind attention.